Hello everybody, welcome back to some Fallout 4. We are continuing the last part of the Automaton DLC. It'll be nice to say, hey, we have fully completed one part of Fallout 4. Our first 100%. Not that the Automaton not that any of these smaller DLCs are really hard to 100%. Automaton is like 3 quests.
The is right to fear people like you. People who have no respect for human life, who only wish death or pain for those around them. That is why I, the Mechanist, have made it my solemn vow to protect the innocent, to put an end to people like you. Safety's off.
Yeah, so as you can probably guess, hello, what are you two doing? Oh, you two are playing Pong, eh? Has to be done. Can't be helped. Now I wonder, with the increased damage in that, will it be enough? Hey, look at that, it is. But yeah, as you can gather, the Mechanist isn't actually a bad person. That green paint? Look at that. Because they did not send the robots out there to kill people. They did actually send them out there to help and protect people.
Excuse me, message. My apologies. I think I've lost them. Hopefully, that's the last of them.
But unfortunately, because the robo-brains are all like, the easiest way to help somebody is to kill them, because, it's like, because it's logic that's been used on a lot of different things where robots are bad, including like iRobot. I like that movie, but just like everything else that has to do with robots turning hostile. Well, I guess not everything else, but a lot of things that have to do with robots turning hostile. It's like, but the easiest way or the best way to help humans is to just kill them all. And it's like, that's not helpful. Like, what are you smoking that you think that any definition of the word help would have you killing somebody? Like, flamer fuel, yeah, that'd be good against all the robots. Well, let's see if we can fuck with the power. I doubt it, but I've been down here almost 4 months now, and I'm already getting bored. I thought it would be exciting to sign up and work for the robotics program, but when I finally got my departmental assignment, I almost quit. Power substation A? Are you kidding me? 4 years of electrical engineering school, and they have me babysit a bunch of generators? I can strip a Mr. Handy or Protectron down to its base part in under 2 hours, and they stick me here. What a goddamn waste of time. After talking to Sharply during my smoke break, I thought of a way to turn my isolation into an advantage. I've got a buddy in the civilian service who works for a vending company, and he reckons that I can make a few bucks if I stick one of his cigarette machines down here. It would save everyone a trip all the way to the surface if they're out of smokes, and give me an excuse to say hi to any of the ladies that happen to wander in to purchase some. I'll tell you, Sharply's a goddamn genius. I might even have to comp him a few free packs for his help. I took all the trouble to sneak that machine into my substation, just to have Banks over at Substation B start complaining about the smoke. At first I thought he was just jealous that all the ladies have been hanging around my new cigarette machine during their smoke breaks. Then he showed all his cards when he told me he's going to lodge a formal complaint with Delano. If I don't make him happy. He doesn't care about the smoke, sneaky little thief, just wants a cut of the cigarette sales. Might have to pay him off to keep the brass off my back. Finally got official approval to keep the cigarette machine in my substation. I'm pretty sure the free cartons that found their way onto the general's desk may have had something to do with it. Now Banks can't do a damn thing about it, and he isn't getting a single penny. Looks like this electrical engineer just came out on top for once. Good for him. You know, he didn't pay off the guy. He may have had to bribe a military official, but sometimes shit happens. I'm gonna get radiated like a motherfucker, but Worst part of this game is the way they did radiation. Unless I've already said that something else was the worst part of this game, but I honestly doubt it. Okay, I like all the times I've played this game, I think the only thing that I've ever really found is like, oh my god, can we just get rid of this? Is the way they did radiation. Like, even if it took away your max health, but kept the health in behind it, you know? So like if I'm at full health and I get radiation, so I'm down to 50% max health. If I cure the radiation, it should put my health back up as well. You know? Like, I think that would be a fair trade-off. Well, it looks like we're in another one of those, so this should be another assembly plant on the other side. That door opened way too quickly. Oh my lord. The hell happened in there? If I had to guess, I would say leaky gas pipe. Just because I don't know what else would have caused that explosion with one shot like that. But at least with that explosion, basically revealed that there was probably only 2 enemies in this place. Man, this is definitely an assembly line, but it is not a good one. Also, I do believe that at least one of the assembly lines, I think you can like infinitely, well, not infinitely, but at least for a little bit, spawn robots on it. Just by like saving and reloading, and every time you do it, there's a chance that the robot spawned on the assembly line will be a legendary one, so you can kill it and loot it to try and get more parts, but not parts, but more legendary modifier gear, modified gear. But I do believe that there is. I don't remember if the limit is how many you can spawn period or how many you can spawn and kill. Like if you can only spawn 10, I don't know if the number is 10 by the way. But I don't remember if it's like you can only spawn 10 or if you kill 10 they'll stop spawning.
My ride counter is spiking. We may want to move.
We are moving. But unfortunately we have to walk over top of the generators that produce a hell of a lot of radiation for some reason. And that's the room we were just in. That's a broken walkway. Yeah, I'm not going that way. You know, it'd be funny if you could, oh, what's her name? Pam, right? That's the one in the Railroad HQ. It'd be funny if you could build a robot workbench down there. Obviously, you can't enter build mode at all down there. But if you could like do that in modifiers, just to be like this decked out, because there's facilities management terminal. That means that there should be, yeah, right there, a holotape. Because yeah, there is some parts where you can have them be like just like spiky as fuck, right? Just badass. And it'd be hilarious to make her like a giant spiky sentry bot down there. Alright. Unit task. Scrap retrieval aborted. Repairs ongoing. Loading dock ongoing. Disposal completed. Okay. Experiencing voice distortion. Check speakers or hardware. On a Protectron. Mr. Gutsy has no optic reads from center eye stock. Needs replacement. Protectron, eval needed, left leg lost in assembly, replace or decommission. I mean, if just you've lost one leg, just give it a new one. It's a robot. September production orders: 500 feet of copper wire, 160 by 120 steel sheets, 8 high temperature air filters, 2 Robco model E601 terminals, 200 autoclave bags, 2 sharp bins, 50 units of isopropyl alcohol. Alright. Pretty standard orders by the looks of them.
You may be getting closer, but I will not falter. My robots will see to it that no further harm will come to the Commonwealth. I believe that good will always overcome evil. Justice will prevail today.
Opening fire.
Oh, right. Ada. Thank you. Are you on? Yeah, you are. Not that it matters. You probably teleport with me anyway, but... Calm down, Ada. I don't know how much of this place is left. I mean, we still need one more... one more holotape. At the very least. Assuming that we didn't already miss one, but I don't think we did. This place is huge. But I think it's also like the only new location that they added.
Use this.
Right? No, that's right, because they added the Rust Devils and like their whole... Because I think you could go to the satellite array before, but I don't think that it was all decked out on the outside like that. I don't think you could go inside at all, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, see, and then I think through there is another part of the actual Mechanist lair, because I do believe that there's multiple doors that let you in. But anyway, into the medical wing, which
Over
should
here.
give us our last holotape. Man, we haven't come across very many of those robot models either, but I guess I could probably have missed one or two by now. Because it's not like they're very big. Very, very easy to miss. Hey, forfeiture terminal pass. Oh, there we go, Mr. Betsy model. See, I almost missed that one, and it was right there. I'm assuming... I don't know what that password is for. They're offering another set of subjects to us today. I don't know what these men and women did to deserve being sent here, but since they were transferred from civilian penitentiaries... Is that really how you spell penitentiaries? It doesn't look right for some reason. I can only assume they're the worst society has to offer. I don't think these people have any idea what's about to happen to them. One thing's for sure, these prisoners would have been better off serving their time elsewhere. I'm starting to hear rumors around the block that I don't like. Esteban told me that he overheard 2 of the eggheads saying that the prisoners are having their brains cut out of their heads or something like that. I know that the brass is running experiments on these inmates and that they were pretty intense, but I didn't know they were literally cutting them open. I'm not sure how I feel about that. After all, I joined the military because I wanted to serve my country and protect my fellow Americans. I guess I'll keep it to myself for now. The rumors floating around the block are getting worse. One of our informants said that the prisoners were talking about rioting. If the things that they're saying are true, that inmates are getting dissected and the parts used for robots, I almost can't say that I blame them. Esteban said we should go right to Gamma 9 status, but I don't want to push the panic button unless I absolutely have to. Decide to take this all the way to the top and meet with General Rawlins. Criminals or not, these experiments are wrong, and they need to be stopped before it's too late. Oh, that's not good. This one's going to be somebody who replaced them. Broderick got reassigned out of the facility today. I think they have him scrubbing toilets at some backwater listening post in Anchorage now. They put me in charge of the cell block, and I initiated Gamma 9 status. After 2 days, the threat of rioting has ended, and everything is back to normal. The brass gave me the go-ahead to start sending people to the medical section, and everything is proceeding as planned. If we have any hope of beating the enemy at their own game, we need to get these robots online. Who cares what happens to a few lousy inmates? I told Broderick he needed to fall in line, but he wouldn't listen. Of all people, I would have expected him to understand the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. See, now here's my issue, right? Like, if you're going to do horrible experiments to people, better it be like violent criminals. Now, granted, I don't know that the people they sent here were violent criminals, but just in general, better to do it to violent criminals than anybody else, right? Now, the issue is that a lot of the experiments that they do to violent criminals, in generally sci-fi, I feel, more than anything else, tends to be like military application. Now you might think, why is that a bad thing? Because, like you said, experiment on violent criminals, right? It's like, yes, but you're experimenting on violent criminals, which means they're already violent. They already don't mind odds are if they're violent criminals, and I would be okay with experimenting on them. It would be like multiple, like mass murderers and shit, right? But so presumably they're already fine with killing. You're about to piss them off and then make them Superman. Like, what is wrong with you people? If you're going to experiment on violent criminals, don't experiment on them in ways that makes them better at being violent criminals. Like, yes, it's like, but we have them under control. Do you? Do you, though? Because let me tell you, you won't. It's pretty much guaranteed that at some point you won't have them in control. Either you're going to give them more power than you expected to give them, and therefore your restrictions in that aren't actually going to be enough, or something's going to happen where it's like, we lost this one, and then they won't actually be dead or something. Like, it's pretty much guaranteed. Just some straight up gold in the save. Like, it's pretty much guaranteed that something is going to go wrong. And if something is going to go wrong while you're experimenting or housing criminals, you don't want that something... Oh, that robot parts model. You don't want that something to be going wrong with people that you have done probably painful, at the very least terrifying experiments on. And, the safe fucking blew right off the door. And then, like I said, made Superman. Like Doom, right? The movie, not the games. I love that movie. You should watch it again. Like they were doing experiments on the, what was it, C23, C25, whatever. The extra chromosome thing anyway, right? Sweet. And they did it on, like, the worst possible human that they could find. Like, what, I don't even remember his name. The crazy, violent, mass murderer dude. Right? Like, and it's like, that's who you decide to give this thing that, at best, gave people basically superpowers. Like, extra regeneration, increased strength, reflexes, stuff like that. And you're going to give it to the worst inmate that you could find. And then, he turned into a monster and killed everyone. Well, no fucking shit. Like, it always annoys me when they do that. It's like, why? Like, I get it. If it didn't go wrong, better he dies than somebody else. But if it goes right,
got it.
It still went wrong. like there is no it went right in that scenario. Because, like, the best case scenario is it works, but even in that scenario, you've now given an insanely violent criminal superpowers.
That's it.
Where is your logic? Like, yeah, you can't reach me. Hence why I shoot before opening the door. It was also very obvious that you were going to be alive, considering that you were actually like laying in the bed and not just like slumped over something. This one, no, door's missing. Open, nobody in this one, but we'll still open it for the XP.
Sweet.
So, I've been, I don't know how much I've talked about, but I've been playing Demon Souls, right? You know, a little while ago, bought a PS5 and it's like, alright, came with God of War Ragnarok, but I'm buying Demon Souls because that's the game that I more or less bought it to play. I mean, I didn't buy it specifically for that, but you know, if I'm buying a PS5, I am definitely buying Demon Souls. So I've been playing it off, you know, like every once a week basically for quite a while now. Been really enjoying it, except for the second part of the Shrine of Storms. That area can go fuck itself. And I'm at a point now where the only two things that I have left to do is, well, I guess I guess 4 things if you include like the end game left to do, like boss wise, right? I have 3 bosses left, 4 if you include the end game boss, which you might be wondering why wouldn't you include that boss, but if you've played or seen the game played and finished, you'll know why that boss isn't included. And you could probably deduce just from that why it isn't. But the only, like, I have the final section of the Shrine of Storms left, which, considering the last section, I'm not looking forward to doing, and may actually like look up a Let's Play or something just to see like somebody else run through it first, just to see like how annoying, like, is it nearly as bad as the last section? Because what is it, 4? World 4, I think. So like 4-2 just fucking can suck a butthole. Like, it made me stop playing the game for like 2 weeks. I already only play it once a week as it is, and I took 2 weeks off from it because 4-2 just pissed me off so badly. This guy's gonna be alive, right? Nope. Oh, but this door is open. I don't even need to pick that lock. It will anyway, though, because once again, more experience. And then I have the second and third section, World 5, which is the Poison World, which the first section of it wasn't horrible. I didn't really care for it, for its layout and that. And there was a couple enemies, like the bigger ones, that are just like, oh my god, you have so much health.
Yes.
But it wasn't horrible. Probably the most annoying part about the first part of it was that the fucking merchant that's there, as soon as you beat the first boss, immediately switches locations. And I wanted to buy something from her, and then she's just like, nope, peace, and left. And now I need to find her in the second section. Got it. Before I can actually buy what I wanted. I don't even remember what it was anymore, but I wanted, I think it was whatever armor she was selling. It's like the only way to get it or something.
That was amusingly simple.
But yeah, I have section 2 and 3 left of that world, and I remember absolutely nothing about it. Like, I've seen the game played. Like, when it came out, I did watch Outside Extra, I do believe it was, play through the game, which is like, I honestly, like, I really like them, like the people at Outside Xbox, Outside Extra. I gotta say though, I don't really care for watching them. Like, I've watched them play Dark Souls and Demon Souls.
Yes.
Did I watch Dark Souls 3? I don't. I'm not sure. But either way, I don't really care for watching them play them because they are very much big two-handed sword and then just like basically R2 their way through the game. And when oh fuck, I just say I really like them and now I can't think of dude's name. When I watched the guy play Demon Souls, Luke, it was Luke. His name is Luke. When I watched Luke play Demon Souls, right? He said something about how that's how he went through Dark Souls and whatever, right? And like, all right, so you found your playstyle, and that's what you stick with, and that's understandable. I mean, I play each game more or less the same way. Now, granted, the same way for me is use everything imaginable. So I have magic weapons, like I have magic bows, swords, maces, whatever is about to work best, right? But then when they did Dark Souls, Ellen played with Luke guiding her, and you can't see, but I am making air quotes. Uh, but he still ended up basically just telling her, like, the only way that he knows how to play the game is with a big two-handed sword and a lot of armor, and it was just like, oh my god, get some variety in there. And you could tell, like, at the very least at the beginning, and even at certain parts, that Ellen did want to try different things, but because basically two-handed, like Claymore, whatever, Claymore, Zweihander, and that, on a new game cycle of Dark Souls, it's very much an easy mode to just pile on the armor, get a big fuck off sword and shield, and just plow through them. Like on higher difficulty levels, it's not quite like higher new game cycles. It does become less effective, but on like original, like on fresh new game, it very much is easy mode, on par with, if not even easier than magic, since you do have to manage your stamina, but you gain it back. You don't need to do anything to regen it, right? History: convicted of serial killings in the DC area, not to be visited alone. Security personnel required for all interviews. A22 shows higher brain function but weak constitution. We began him a high protein diet and started sessions of electrotherapy to treat his muscles. Shouldn't be long until his brain survival rate for the procedure is no longer at risk. That must be the guy with all the buff out in his things. Alright, A53. Convicted for arson, burned down a courthouse, leaving 3 dead, only approached when sedated. Family medical history of dementia, brain health is likely to decline or skew data, recommended for termination. Alright, so let's see. Arsonist who burned down a courthouse and killed 3 people. I'm fine with that. Convicted of serial killings in the DC area. Doesn't say how many, but serial implies multiple, so yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's see. Female, convicted for murder of a waitress, prone to sudden outbursts of violence, recommend subject be restrained at all times or sedated. Highly emotional, currently on a cocktail of antidepressants and anti-anxiety. Dr. Asselford is starting psychiatric sessions to further see if she's a good candidate. Convicted for 1 murder of a waitress. Now, granted, prone to sudden bursts of violence. I mean, clearly needs to be institutionalized. But this one I don't think I'm okay with. That's 1 murder. That's 1 murder, and if you're prone to sudden outbursts of violence, that's obviously some kind of mental condition. It definitely needs to be dealt with, but A72. Male convicted of 2nd-degree murder while under the influence of alcohol. Subject displays high intelligence and knowledge tactics, slight signs of PTSD. Dr. Ashford is to evaluate for treatment. So he has PTSD and 2nd-degree murder while under the influence of alcohol. So did he hit somebody while driving drunk? Like, obviously there's multiple ways for 2nd-degree murder while under the influence of alcohol, but I mean, I definitely don't agree with that one being part of this. Ex-military convicted of 2nd-degree manslaughter, assault resulting in hospitalization and later death of the victim. Subject is a highly intelligent and proved to be mentally sound, approved for candidacy. I mean, once again, it's a single murder that this one female, so she's convicted of. So, I mean, once again, I would need more information, but based on just that information, I'd say does not deserve to be here. Which way did we come from? Ah, not this way, apparently.
May as well take what we can. They won't be
Hey, look at that, a
those
stealth
items
blow.
any longer.
So I don't know why you would have to go over top. You can also drop into one or two of the cells, I think. But I don't think that the cells open up on you. Why does that look familiar? Did I go out the wrong way? I think I did, yeah. Oh, so that even just drops you back at the entrance, so I really don't know what the point of that is. Alright, well, we didn't get our third tape yet. Oh, there we go. No, it's strapped down, so it's got to be dead. But I mean, the further we go into here, the further it is to get back to that other elevator. Oh, it's already open. Okay, and the decontamination arches are already going. Comics, I don't remember that one ever. Oh. Apparently we missed another robot one. It was apparently up above where we were. But whatever, we have to go back to use that other elevator anyway. And I don't think we'll bother doing both ways, because I don't think I've ever actually done it. I don't think I've ever actually done the fight at the end of this DLC, if I'm being honest with you. I am reasonably certain that every time I've done this DLC, I've just gotten the 3 holotapes and then just went back and skipped the fight. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah. So, I finished, what game was it? Kirby and the Forgotten Land, right? And then I was like, should I buy a new game or should I just finish one of the ones that I already did? Right? So I was like, let's see what I got, right? So I was like, Super Mario Odyssey, I wouldn't mind replaying that one because it's Mario. I like Mario. But then I was like, I have Pokemon Snap that I never finished, the new Pokemon Snap. And it's like, yeah, but I don't like it. They're too picky with their photos. That's real bullshit a lot of the time. And then I was like, Dragon Quest Builders 2. I like that game. And I just kind of stopped playing it at one point, I think, because something else came out. So let's play that. So I made it more or less to the same point that I did last time. And you might be thinking, so the same thing made you stop playing? No. Last time I do believe it's just that something else came out or something. And it's like, oh man, I want to play that more. So I'm going to play that, right? And then, after I finished that one, I was just like, I don't want to go back because I don't really remember what I was doing in it. No, this time, for some reason, the game won't let me have pets. And you might think, well, that's a weird reason to stop playing. And you're right, it would be, except that the game crashes because I have pets. So, like, after you bring 2 different kinds of animals back to your main island, you unlock the recipes for pet bowls to feed them and pet beds for them to sleep in. I cannot make a pet bowl without my game crashing. So I can't build the thing I need to build to complete the one task I need to complete. Now, granted, I don't need to do that task right now, but if it's already crashing when I'm trying to build a pet bowl, and now I don't know that that's exactly what it is, but it happened 3 times in a row where I start the game, I do a couple of things, I go to the workbench, I click pet bowl, and the game crashes. But if I can't complete all the tasks and I don't want to bother playing, and I don't want to because I could very well just continue playing and maybe it'll let me do it later. or maybe like I could go to a different island and build one, something. But that's a lot of work to build pet bowls that I don't really know how they work. Because even looking it up, I don't know if I care enough to do like breeding and that. But I don't want to make it to like the end of the game. That's the last task I have to do, and I can't do it without crashing the game, right? All right, let's see. Once again, thanks to equipment failures, we're getting pretty backed up in this department. The brain extractors were never made to operate at this capacity. I think they've been running around the clock for the last few weeks. We usually end up with a pop blade from slicing through a particularly tough skull, or the hydraulics in the pulling arm seize up when the spinal cord isn't fully severed and the brain is pulled too early. I hope that Sir Letty doesn't yell at us again. This really isn't our fault. We all had a pretty good laugh around the extraction department today. Ansel tried mixing some fresh biogel with a little bit of grenadine and vodka and dared us all to drink it down. Turned out to be pretty good, kind of thick and sweet with just the right amount of kick. We came up with a little game to try and name the drink. A whole bunch of stupid ones came up, of course, but we finally settled on the extractor sunrise. Too bad we can't share with the other departments, but the biogel costs like $1,000 a pint, and I don't think Sarah Letty would appreciate us drinking down some of her budget. Yeah, no shit. Today was Halsty's birthday, so we made him a brain-shaped cake. Well, sort of. We actually just took one of the extracted brains and covered it with frosting. Of course, we didn't tell Halsty that. The look on his face when he bit down on the slice we gave him was pretty hilarious. It was a waste of a decent subject brain, but the prank was totally worth it. We really have some good times down here. I sincerely hope that they don't reassign anyone away from the department. We're working well together, and our efficiency rating can't get much higher. Womack over in sanitation made an offhand comment that his job having to grab what was left of our test subjects and dispose of them in the furnace felt wrong. Then, not a day later, I was sharing lunch with some of the personnel from the assembly division, and they asked me if pulling the brains from our test subjects' heads ever bothered me. I told them that it didn't. I'm not sure why some of the people on this project are having problems with what we're doing. Maybe they should look for work somewhere else. Good God. This place is way bigger and longer than I thought it was. Although, looking at it, I am recalling all of this. Like, I just didn't realize that it was all the Mechanist DLC, or the Automaton DLC. But as you can see, a lot of brains in jars. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Also, is like oddly quiet for some reason. Like, I know I don't have music on in this game because I don't want to walk past a radio and have it play. Hey, there's the scientist holotape. That's all the ones we need. Alright, reconditioning. Sir Letty, hello, can you understand me? What? Who is that? Where are you? I can't see. Oh my god, what have you people done to me? Calm down, calm down. I can't feel my body. I can't feel anything. What's going on? Please, this is horrible. A22, if you don't calm down, I'll have to turn you off. Turn me off? You mean kill me? For the love of God, tell me what the hell you've done. Subject to unstable. Alright, you know what? Because it switches between people, I'm actually just going to bring these up. I'm going to read them myself and trust that you guys read just as fast, if not faster than me. Well, that one short-term memory didn't work. Next one. Okay. So long-term memory causes issues. Oh, wow. So if you're destroying their short and long-term memory, obviously, just like wiping the memories, not making it so they can't create new ones, hopefully. Yeah, I really don't know what's with all the green stuff doing shit here. Also don't know, like, the fact there's no enemies or anything in this section is really upping the creep factor, considering it's the place where they were taking apart or taking brains out of bodies. I mean, and I do believe that the Mechanist is using like feral ghouls to power them, which makes you wonder how Jezebel is talking, and that considering feral ghouls' brains are just kind of, gone. All right. So we got all three terminal things, and I don't remember if walking in there activates the fight or not, but we got all three things. So we are going to head out all the way back, which, like I said, it's very unfortunate that it takes so long to get there, or that you have to go so far away first, but we're going to go all the way back and take that other elevator. Where the hell's the door there? Okay, first things first, though. Apparently there was another robot model up here. It's supposed to be near on a surgical tray. Oh, it was laying down. That's why I didn't notice it. Okay. Oh, whatever. We can drop down here at least. And then we got the one that was there. Got that one. Oh, in a locker just past power substation 8. Okay. Where was substation 8? Also, I don't know why I bothered to activate this. I could have just dropped down, but I don't remember exactly where substation 8 is, so I want to just kind of retrace my path as much as possible. Been replaying Super Mario Odyssey. I started it again after, I gave up on Dragon Quest Builders 2 for the second time. This time not my fault, though. And still such a good game. Still enjoy that game a lot. Normally, when I'm, like I'll load up a game and like I'll play it, and then Cat Ada, you should not be coming from that direction. That's for sure. And then I'll do like last time I played Super Mario Odyssey, right? Like I did a world and then I wrote a chapter in my book. Did a world, wrote a chapter in my book. I might do 2 worlds this time. Oh, because I'm already almost done the first world, which for me the first world is like after you actually get your ship. Like you're forced to go to the desert world, but you can then immediately get back on your ship, and that's what I do. I go back to the whatever the hat world is called. Oh, let's see, maybe it's in, yeah, there it is. Robot parts model. Quality control area next to the chief engineer's terminal, eh? But yeah, I go back to there and then. But yeah, I really enjoy it. The new Mario is coming out soon, I think, called like Super Mario Wonder or something. Saw a trailer for it. Looks like it's another 2D one instead of 3D, which is fine. And the only reason I say which is fine is because the way I heard myself say that made it sound like I was just like, oh, fuckers. But no, it's fine. I like the 2D Marios. I was gonna say just as much as the 3D ones. That may not be entirely true. I may prefer the 3D ones, but that doesn't mean that I don't really enjoy the 2D ones as well. And yeah, I saw a trailer for it. It looked pretty good. I mean, it looked like Mario, right? Like that's all that you can ask for, right? Like when I see a trailer for a game that's part of a franchise. I just want it to look like a game from that franchise. Okay, so that's the chief engineer's terminal. On the desk next to the terminal. Did I already pick this one up then? I may have. I guess I can check. No, it's under miscellaneous, and this one is supposed to be a Mr. Handy model. Okay, well I got one on my thing here, so I'm going to assume that I already got it. Oh yeah, okay, so they're still alive at least. They didn't just immediately blow up. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what like the gimmick with it is though. They have like these blue fuzzy looking stars. I don't know if fuzzy looking is the right way to word it, but these blue stars that you pick up apparently, and it like alters the world around you and everything. Which looks interesting, but obviously, you know, it's I don't know.
Nice.
All right, load holotape. Chief scientist.
Anise Ciroletti, chief scientist. This is the third time I've had to request more security. As thorough as our assembly procedures may be, there's a human factor to be considered. These are criminal and unstable minds. It can't be a scientist's job to ensure each test subject is properly sedated. I was promised military assistance and security, but we need more. I won't allow my crew to be endangered. As fascinating as it may be to integrate the human mind with robotics, sometimes I wish I never signed on to this project.
Alright, so that is one. The scientist, facility director, right? Lead engineer and facility director, I do believe.
Tony Delano, facilities. Air filtration's on the fritz again. It's like a constant haze in here. I swear to God, if these people don't quit smoking, I'm gonna sue for health benefits. Yeah, like anyone here would allow that to happen. Anyway, I got McDaniel up there taking a look. But if that fan needs replacing again, I'm having Fadley fired. I don't care if he is some hotshots kid. He can't do this job. And I'm the one that's got to answer to Rawlings.
Okay. So that's number 2. And lead engineer.
Lead engineer, Thomas Harkin. So far, we're tracking on schedule for the latest RoboBrain milestone. Dr. Asante has assured me that the active time between memory wipes has been greatly increased. Hopefully, that will hold true in our latest live testing. The senior engineers also informed me that their latest assembly line adjustments have been completed early. I can only hope that means due diligence was still paid, and we're not going to be looking at a total system breakdown again. Other than that, I'm still worried about the test subjects. Right now, we've got more than enough to meet our demand. But it's not like these things grow on trees.
Alright. And now we should be able to initiate the manual override. Oh, what? I gotta play it here? Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, good. So as long as I basically load in the holotape, we're good.
Tony Delano, facilities.
That worked. It did. Good. See, I think you can also play them outside of it. Like, just on your Pip-Boy. And if you play it close, you'll actually get a confirmation that they're playing. But I don't know if...
Impressive. Couldn't have done it better
Alright. So we're gonna actually just do a hard save here. I don't know why I went all the way over there. And we're gonna pop on our Silver Shroud gear. And head up.
Going down.
Now, I'm not 100% sure that what we were, like, where we turned around was necessary, but... yeah, if you come through this way...
Impossible! I control all points of access to this room.
You underestimated me.
A regretful miscalculation. You bypassed the pinnacle of pre-war security systems. I can see you're no common criminal. Perhaps we can reason this out. Let us discuss this amicably.
Unmask yourself, Mechanist, and stand ready for judgment.
You're right. I'm no match for the Silver Shroud.
There. Now we both know who we're dealing with.
Again, you cast me as the villain? Oh, but it is you with your rampaging robots.
They have taken innocent lives. My friends, they were simple traitors, all dead at the hands of your robots.
No, that can't be right. The robots are programmed to protect. Their subroutines are clean. Observe, evaluate, and react accordingly. The testing was thorough. I ran every scenario, all passed.
The blood of innocence was spilled. Your own lackey confessed. Her twisted logic leading to tragedy.
Saving by killing? No, it's the logic. It's there.
It's not.
I can see it now. I was hoping it was the robo-brains, an issue with their memory wipes. But you're right. Their primary directive was flawed.
So, the veil is lifted and the truth revealed. Your technological hubris is to blame.
I wanted to help the Commonwealth. And robots are all I know. I found this place and figured I could finally do my part. I accept full responsibility. I can't take back what I've done, or even atone for it. But this doesn't have to end in violence.
Forgive or attack Shroud. I like how,
Though your action initially appeared felonious, your intent was not. Seek redemption, Mechanist. You have much to atone for.
Done. Consider it done. And you won't regret this. I promise. None of the Commonwealth will. Here, take this. It's the password to the mainframe. You can use it to shut down the security protocols. I'd rather this place be in your hands now.
Mechanist.
I should have been more thorough.
Oh, right. So before we actually continue talking to her, we do have to shut down everything. So if you come through the other way, or you can also attack her, I do believe it's just her that you fight. I don't think that any of the robots in this room are battle capable. But there we go. We now have... oh, there you go. It now terminated all the hostile targets. So I do believe any robot left in here is now just done. Okay, unable to initialize that, and unable to do that.
Hey, just one more thing, if you have a minute.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Isabel. That's my name. Isabel Cruz. I just wanted to say I'm really happy, thankful that you've let me stick around here. And in order to show you that I'm done with the past, I want you to have this as a sort of promise, I guess. It's the Mechanist suit I made.
Reduces damage from robots by 15%. And the helmet gives you 1 charisma and intelligence. I feel like it wouldn't give you charisma.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's one more thing. A much bigger thing. There are still robots out there. Lots of them. My communications are down, and I can't call them back. But I can tell you where they are, if you're interested.
Actually, I'd like to trade a few things.
Oh, okay. Maybe later then, right? Here's what I have.
Alright, so now Isabel will be a merchant, as you can see. She does come with a lot of stuff.
Isabel, are you tracking any more of your rogue bots?
Yes, I can. I mean, I am.
Never mind.
No problem.
Oh, right, because she stays in here, so she's not actually, like, a settler, I do believe. So I can't actually trade anything with her. But if we head over here to, I do believe this is her room anyway, I'm not going to bother. There is another Sentry Bot model, a drawing of the Mechanist, the Mechanist log, which apparently doesn't say anything, which is interesting. We should have... Maybe that's not in here. Art Fashion Magazine folder. Book, container tray. Oh, there we go. The iBot pod schematic. So that one pod that we found out in the middle of nowhere, now we can build them ourselves. And then if we go, oh, also there is, right, there's this button, which I do believe opens up, yeah. Over here, where we got some mentats, a safe. Also, Isabel there does have a unique weapon. It's called like Protectron's Gaze or something. But I think the only way you can get it is to kill her. Today marked the first official meeting of the minds with the new facility. General Rawlins met with the representatives from General Atomics, Anna Karim, and Gregory Adler. I firmly believe having the U.S. military working side by side with these brilliant scientists will yield some amazing results. Getting the government to work with private industry is going to be a challenge. The project will either prove to be ingenious or a completely wasted effort, but I think we're already seeing promise. Our personal need to one-up each other may be the best motivation yet. The test subjects have arrived. I've been watching the staff closely for any signs of compromise. Psych evaluations aside, many become risk factors when dealing with their own kind of subjects. Military personnel didn't even flinch, but several concerning verbal arguments have broken out. It seems we're dealing with a lot of trickle-down when it comes to the department heads' critical nature of each other. Kareem and Adler aren't even on site, but the way their people act, you'd think they were right there with them. Following are being put on watch, Carson Samuels, Mara Howard. Good God, my voice is getting ill. Rawlings brought in Dr. Kara Asante today. Chief Scientist Ciarletti is very excited to be working with her, but our cyber robotics technician seems a bit put off. I think Mr. Samuels may know his job is at risk. He's been more compliant lately. Maybe the realization of what it would take to safely lead this project has sunk in. And I've just been informed that an extremely irate Gregory Adler is on the phone. I'm guessing Rawlings didn't bother to tell him or Kareem about his new addition to the team. Alright. A little bit of extra knowledge about him. Let's head down this way. It's the storage room, because I do believe, yeah, there we go. Spotlight schematics, which I forgot this is where you got them. Those are actually like the good spotlights that you can just park on put up on a wall in that. They're so much better than the spotlights that you normally get or that you can normally build. I prefer them oh so much. Hubris, eh? Come on. Log 1. Today marks the dawning of a new age for the Commonwealth. No longer will the innocent settlers need to fear the cruel and savage nature of the raiders and gunners. My robots will ensure the safety of the people by targeting and eliminating all threats. The day is near where we can truly focus on rebuilding the Commonwealth without the threat of surrounding dangers. The Robobrains report a significant decrease in my robot allies. For the good of the Commonwealth of increased production, I won't allow my efforts to be destroyed by such criminal scum. I'm assuming that's from either us or the Rust Devils. Somewhere in the Commonwealth, a true villain has risen. The loss of my robots is no longer acceptable. I must now focus on defense improvements to my sanctum. I cannot run the risk of this new scourge gaining control of my resources. I'm assuming that it's about us. Robot ally testing. First test runs on the robot allies inside a controlled environment went fairly well when it came to detecting and scanning other robots in the area and determining if they were hostile or not. Following tests will be a bit trickier. I'm not even sure how to manage a live test right now. The whole idea kind of freaks me out. I've never intentionally killed anyone, and these bots are sort of built to do that. Initial testing was brutal, but it's improving. The allies could detect and analyze the threat of a weapon pretty well, but once you have one in the hand of an innocent, they immediately designate them as hostile. I need some better detection methods. It's possible they'll miss some hostiles, judging by appearance, but better safe than sorry. I think I got it. Testing group was able to pick out the dummies I created based on clothing and hostile actions. I think I spent a good week on creating different scenarios. Now I just need a live testing spot. I really don't even want to think about it. I did it, live testing. I had a recon bot go out and find a raider camp based on specs I uploaded. Lucky for me, all these groups tend to have a consistent look to them. The allies went in, eliminated the threat, and even noted in the data that 2 lives were saved in the process. While I'm really excited about the 2 lives saved, I'm not sure if I'll sleep tonight. Raiders may have murdered a lot of people in my old settlement, but for me to be responsible for taking lives. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, you had to kill people, but how many people would have died if you hadn't? I mean, especially when it's like the Raiders and that are a proven group that goes around killing people. Like, that's their main function. Oh, so if I actually turned hostile in, or if I had her turn hostile in here, that eyebot may have been the only other thing that she had to fight me with in there. Man, there's so many Robobrains around. But yeah, so this is our settlement out here, I guess, right? Yeah. Why am I getting radiation? But yeah, as you can see, there is still quite a bit of stuff you can get, and I'll probably do the same as I did last time and just use this as like a secondary resource point. But yeah, if you come in here to fight her, obviously these guys in here all wake up and they come at you. And is the sea, now this isn't even the area that we were looking at. And then I think we'll bring it there. That door isn't open, so you must need to open that from the other side. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it's the robot workbench and that's up in the like her area, since she doesn't become like an actual settler. She just kind of wanders around here. Freight elevator, which I do believe is our quick entrance and exit from this place. And actually, if we do this, let's see. Yeah, there we go. All of the helmets are now on. So yeah, so we've now unlocked everything that we can build. But yeah, you come in here and you have to fight a few different waves of robots, and apparently it like tanks the power of this place. So like those guys come out and they have to fight them. We got these here in the floor that probably open up. Like I said though, I've never actually done the fight, because it's just so easy to just not. You probably get way more experience for doing the fight, and you can still talk her down afterwards. Like, you don't have to... Oh yeah, see, and then this here is one of the entrances that I showed you, where I was like, hey, that's the lair down there, see? Um, but yeah, you don't have to kill her after doing the fight, so you know it's obviously going to be. And as you saw there, while I was talking as the Shroud, I did have other options that were speech checks that I could have done and didn't. Because I wanted to talk as the Shroud. That may be like my favorite thing that I've done in this, because like I've never really done that before. Like I've done the Silver Shroud quest line, but I'm not 100% sure that I bothered to actually like talk as the Shroud and everything. Because I'm pretty sure I just kept wearing. Well, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that'll be it for. Oh wait, no, we're not done yet. We need to speak to Ada. Duh, we need to actually finish the quest. But yeah, when I was talking to her and she was talking about the other robots that she could lead us to, anybody with the MSAT can do the same thing, and it's just a repeatable
Hey.
quest to send
I'd
you
be
after
happy to
robots.
help if I... Your return is a relief. I trust the outcome was what you wanted.
Well, you were there.
I got her to see the truth. She's standing down.
So the Mechanist really was misguided. Did she reveal her motives and reasoning?
Excuse me.
She truly wanted to help people. She didn't know what the robo-brains were doing. To her, a life saved was a life saved.
A biological wild card. The unknowns are vast. She had to know the risk she was taking by creating them. Many good people endured suffering and death because of the Mechanist. It's a shame a mind as brilliant as hers allowed such atrocities to be committed.
She's good at heart. She made a mistake. A big one. And she'll live with that guilt.
I believe I have a certain understanding when it comes to guilt. While it's not the justice I had hoped for, it will suffice. Still, I now know that the death of my friends has brought about a safer Commonwealth. Had the Mechanist's robots remained unchecked, I'm certain that damage would have been extensive, halting, if not reversing, any progress that has been made here. With this knowledge, I am finally registering feelings of satisfaction and accomplishment. And I have you to thank for it.
Oh, there we go. Now it said all robot mods unlocked. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. Like I said, in between this part and next part, I will go back to the Red Rocket. I'll get some more materials, especially adhesive. I'll figure out how I want to outfit Ada, Jezebel, and Ahab. And I'll show off what I did afterwards, I guess. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time for more.